I grant 5 minutes to Mr. Raskin of Maryland.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to start by saying that I am a supporter of statehood for the people of Washington, D.C. We have admitted 37 states since the original 13 entered into a union. This is the way that populations of American citizens achieve real political equality and freedom and self-determination under our Constitution. The House of Representatives has now twice passed the D.C. statehood legislation, which you introduced, Madam Chair. And I view that as a matter of fundamental political morality and democratic self-respect that we would extend to our fellow American citizens, a population of 713,000 tax-paying, draftable American citizens, the same rights that everyone else has. In the meantime, because we know that the Senate has failed to act twice now on the D.C. statehood legislation, we should go ahead and pass the District of Columbia Home Rule Expansion Act of 2022. The Constitution in Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 says that Congress shall exercise exclusive legislation over the district that is to become the seat of government, and that broad plenary grant of authority to Congress to govern the existing federal district includes the power to delegate to local government authority over day-to-day affairs. And as Ms. Norton has argued very compellingly, every provision in this legislation will improve the efficiency and dispatch with which the people of the District of Columbia can govern themselves under the home rule government. So I think this is the absolute least that we can do at this point as the people of Washington, D.C. wait to be admitted as a state. I should say that the 713,000 people who live in Washington have a real political grievance, not an imaginary one like the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers and Donald Trump's mob had, and yet the people of Washington have not attacked our police officers, hitting them over the head with American flags and spearing them with Confederate battle flags. They've not smashed the windows of the Capitol, stormed the Capitol building, driven the Vice President and the members of the House and the Senate out of their chambers. They've gone about this the right way. They convened a state constitutional convention, they wrote a constitution, and they have submitted it to Congress, and we should move seriously to vindicate their rights as citizens of the country. But in the meantime, Madam Chair, I like very much this legislation that Ms. Norton has introduced, the D.C. Home Rule Expansion Act of 2022, and the people of Washington should be given maximum authority not to have interference by Congress, by other people's representatives in their local affairs. The people of Washington sent a lot of police officers to defend us on that day against the brutal, bloody attack of the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, the Three Percenters, the Aryan Nations, the militia groups, the QAnon networks, all of the opponents of our Constitution assembled by Donald Trump on that day in his determined effort to overthrow the 2020 presidential election. And the people of Washington stood by us. Now the question is, will we stand by the people of Washington in their effort to secure statehood and to exercise the democratic rights that all American citizens should be able to exercise under the equal protection and due process clauses of the Constitution? And with that, I'll yield back to you, Madam Chair.